Bore da, good morning. It feels like ages since I've done one of these, and well, probably, I suppose it is ages, isn't it? Anyway, it's good to be back, and I hope you are well. I've kind of missed this. Sometimes I get in a bit of a rut where I think I'm running out of ideas and perhaps it's run its course, and then on a time like this I think, oh no, I've got loads more we could contemplate and reflect on. So a new year, new you perhaps. I don't hold with New Year's resolutions, I have to say, and that's not a cop-out and a cheat. That's just that I'm not sure that the 1st of January is a date that has huge significance for me to do things differently. There are plenty of other times in the year that might chime better for a change in direction. And I didn't come in today to talk about changing direction so much as to say that, do you know, sometimes you get lots of little bits all kind of get together and they conspire to bash you over the head with a big hammer and say, are you looking at this? Are you doing this? Well, I've had a few of those little bits come together over the last few days, and I thought I'd share them because I think they're probably relevant to lots of us. For many years now, lots of churches around the diocese have had as their sort of strapline, the bit along the bottom, becoming the people God calls us to be. And it almost becomes something that you kind of forget and don't really think about what it means. Except that a couple of other things have happened recently that have made me think, oh, you know, are we all actually being who God wants us to be? Are we being true to ourselves, and are we being faithful to the image that God has of us? Huge challenge, isn't it? And perhaps just saying that is enough. Are you the person that God is calling, or are you trying to sort of squeeze yourself into a different shape? Are you a bit of a square peg in a round hole? Are you trying to be what you think others want you to be that doesn't feel authentic or doesn't have the kind of integrity that you would like for yourself? Have you spent a long time in one role and don't feel you fit it anymore and it's time to try a different role? You kind of know where I'm going with all of this, don't you? And it's one of those things that sometimes will be a light bulb moment, and sometimes it creeps up very gently and very quietly and grabs you and says, hang on a minute, is this really where you should be? Are you really doing what you should be doing? Are you in the direction that God wants you to be in? What it really all comes down to is being comfortable in your own skin, isn't it? And I think that when we spend a lot of our time trying to be who somebody else wants us to be, that can be exhausting and taking our energy from the things that we'd be really good at being and doing, were we to allow ourselves to just settle into who we're supposed to be. A friend of mine, Rachel, put on her social media that she'd bought this book, and I thought, if Rachel's bought that, I wonder what that's like. That's probably very good. And so I bought it too. And do you know, the first page I opened it on was one of those moments where it's all coming together. It's a little poem written by Joanna Hargreaves, and she says this. It's called Home. I will not contort and twist in order to fit the places and spaces that I have outgrown. I will honour the fingerprints of my Maker as I make the journey home to my truest self. It will be my act of worship. I think that's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful way of saying, I'm going to be who I should be, not who I've become if that doesn't feel right, and that I'm going to take that as a positive and do it well, as a change and as an episode of growth. And so I commend it to you. Have a little reflection, do some dreaming, do some checking in, and if you feel like you want to be making some changes and you want to chat about it, you know where I am. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely Monday, and I shall look forward to seeing you this week. Got lots of appointments to see all sorts of people about all sorts of things, and I'm going to spend some time working out whether or not I'm being my best true self. Lots of love and God bless. Bye bye.